Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And I'm
And
Sam.
Sam I am.
Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I have returned, guys. Guys, I've come back from the dead. I'm alive.
I'm glad. I'm so glad, Sam. And welcome to the Soul Imagineer Tribal Council Podcast. I'm so sick. I can't. I just can't. But you know what I can do? I can go out into my backyard and find a lemon tree. Because there's like 3 lemon trees in my backyard. So
guys, I saw a leprechaun. I'm not even kidding you this week. I saw a leprechaun.
Was it under a lemon tree?
Actually, it was under a palm tree.
Ah.
It was under a palm tree. And the leprechaun had a bucket of golden hair.
Oh, no. Okay, so this episode is called 3, 2, 1, as in a bomb's about to go off, as in there's about to be an explosion up in this beach. Because strategy's getting intense, yo!
It is getting very intense.
Alright, so Sam, you took about a week off from the forums, and when you came back, like, I had blindsided space, which was kind of ironic considering we had like a conversation set up where you were congratulating me in space and you were like, oh, I hope you two make it all the way and everything like that. So
wait, that was the dopest ass shit ever.
So I want to know your opinions. Like, tell me, just indulge in me, Sam. Why was it such a good move? Just indulge me.
In full disclosure, after I got kicked out, okay, granted, I wanted to be kicked out because I don't like having to like drop out of a game, because to me that's kind of just like, that's lazy. And I also didn't want like a situation to arise where I drop out and then someone else who's actually like playing and involved in the game has to get voted out.
Sure.
So I stayed in because I knew that I was probably going to get voted out soon, and I wanted to be voted out so that someone else who was very active in the game could stay on for maybe another week or so. Little did I expect, the person that I ended up saving was Space Mountain. I did set up a PM after. You're very right. I did set up a PM with you in Space afterwards, congratulating both of you on making it out, on getting me out, and you know, kind of just like giving you guys my best wishes. And then you like totally just like killed him. You slayed his life. God, wait, guys, I was reading it in AP Psychology because AP Psychology is such a BS class.
Oh God.
And I'm catching up on everything. And I get to, you know how R. Michael does, the vote thing, like who voted, yeah. So I'm clicking that, and I see space, and I'm like, that's funny. And I see space again, I'm like, whoa, what is happening? And then of course, like, finally, once I realized, I'm like on the edge of my seat, literally in class, like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? And then when I click, and it's like, the final person eliminated from the Soul Imagineer is Space Mountain. I'm like, holy fuck! And I was like, and then in class I said that. And keep in mind, I go to a Catholic school, so like saying holy fuck, I mean, like, that's equivalent to saying God isn't real. And and people were like, what just happened? I'm like, Donald Trump just won 2 other states. So that was a nice cover. It was a nice cover, but I was completely and utterly just shocked when space went. I think that was a very wise move for you, Tiki, because space was definitely.
I'm still there, aren't I?
You're still in. So I kind of, it's very similar to my own feelings in the election right now, because I originally was rooting for Marco Rubio, and now I'm kind of rooting for John Kasich. And so Tiki, in this equation, you were John Kasich. Everyone's kind of sleeping on you. and you're just a boss-ass bitch. But no, it was.
Can I just change the title of this podcast to Tiki's a boss-ass bitch?
No, that's what you should. It should be. I mean, why not? When Sam comes on, when Sam comes on, you can only watch the podcast after 9 o'clock.
Oh god.
Because there's going to be some expletives. But no,
you hear that,
I think it was a very smart decision for you to kind of push Space out, get him out, because Space is a big threat. He's very creative. He's very good with strategy. He's kind of like the little giants of this year's season.
He was running the numbers, man. He really was, and I knew he was literally trying to get everyone on his side.
He had a shot, and the thing with playing these types of strategy games is you need to have those close few people that you know that you can definitely work with, and then I mean you have to play things very safe. I mean I'm kind of playing a statewide version of this game right now in real life, and you have to balance the ropes. You have to cover up your tracks. You have to do everything smart, and I think that Space was a little too open about being nice and making alliances with everyone.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
You have to. The ideal position to be in is for people to come crawling to you for help. That's the ideal position you want to be in. And Space, I feel, was kind of crawling to everyone else. And in that sense, he was kind of like at that point, he was kind of like the game's whore. Like,
no, really.
I mean, granted, I'm saying these things because Space is a good friend, and I have a lot of respect for Space. But I mean, in these games,
I'm tempted to make a Matt joke, but I'm not going to.
No, I don't think you should make a Matt joke.
I'm not gonna. I like you, Matt. I'm not gonna do that.
So, yeah, I think the bigger question is going to be, who goes next? Who's gonna go next? And I'm very excited to see how this unfolds, to see who wins. I think that Matt's got a shot. Obviously, Tiki, since you're still in the game, you've got a shot. IDI
I'm very shocked that I made it all the way to like the final four before someone got back from Redemption Island.
I'm shocked too. Because I was
especially after the Space Blind side. I was going for broke after the Space Blind side. I was going for good TV with that.
I think there is one person that I think everyone's kind of sleeping on a bit, and I think it's probably IDI right now. But I think kind of everyone has a shot at this point, and I think it's going to come down to who is the best strategy, who is the best at playing the game, and so.
But you know what? I do want to emphasize though that I have put in a ton of creative effort into all the projects. So.
Oh no, you have.
I think there's been a little bit of a controversy recently about like this being a little too strategy focused, and well, I do think that this season has been a step up from season 1 in terms of the strategy for sure. It's definitely been a crazy ride. Like, season 1, I was mostly just IDI and myself kind of screwing over everyone else. But season 2, it's been like me kind of just holding on for dear life as everyone else is screwing over each other. And somehow I haven't been caught in the crossfire yet.
Yeah. And I think, and that's also another tricky thing on Michael's part. And I have a lot of respect for how he's run the competition. He's done it. He's run it very well, very efficiently. That's actually something that I really enjoyed. While I was playing and while I've been watching is, when the critiques are going to be up, when the results are going to be up. Everything is very efficient, very organized. So he's done a tremendous job at hosting. But I think that at this point, he also has to, he obviously has to plan for next year, his goals for next year, how he wants to run the competition next year. And I think this is probably our most strategy-heavy game.
Without a doubt, yeah. So you want to be Imagineer is going to have elements of strategy, but it's still going to be most reliant on.
I feel like Tiki, I'm tempted to create an online PC version of House of Cards. Just call it House of Mouse, and it
yes. Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes. I am down for that.
It'd be like you working your strategy, doing strategy to work your way up to become CEO of the Disney company.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna do that next year if I have time. That would be fun. But no, I think he definitely has to make the right balance between strategy and actual creative game. It would be very fun if the person who had the worst project automatically got 2 votes against them in the elimination round.
That would be interesting, but that'd be something that we'd kind of have to do a think tank on to kind of work out kinks or something like that.
Yeah. And I think it would be interesting, and it would motivate people to, one, not only make sure that their strategy is good, but also that their that their projects are solid and creative.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think this has been a fantastic season. I've seen things that when Monorail Red was eliminated, I did not see that coming.
You want to talk over that a little bit?
That was a huge shock. I did not see that happening. And I was
actually the past 2 eliminations have been blindsides to me, to tell you the truth, because
they've been complete shocks. But,
DSquared, like I said on the last podcast, the only thing that blindsided me about DSquared's elimination was that it wasn't me who went home, because I was fully prepared to go out in a blaze of glory and be like, all right, I don't give a fuck what the Redemption Island duel is. I'm just gonna do something involving Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
Wait, Tiki, just repost your Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
Hmm?
Just don't even put effort. Just boom. This is how I'm retheming the circus. I do follow Paul Ryan on Instagram, and if you have a problem with it, you can go back to liberal, okay?
Yes, the circus is going to be rethemed to Beverly Hills Chihuahua, specifically 1950s parody.
That would be funny.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
At this point, if I were still in the game and I were on Redemption Island and I was doing that, I wouldn't give a shit, and I would just go political. It would be welcome, the
Frank Underwood's House of Presidents.
No, it would be Donald Trump's, House of Wigs, or see if you can cross the wall.
Sam, I actually think you were talking a little bit about ways to, when you kind of want to get out of a game but you don't necessarily want to quit. I think those blaze of glory type moments are a really fun thing to do. Where it's all right, I'm not going to put effort into this, but I'm going to do something that's going to be memorable and that's going to get people talking.
You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm actually going to post something for Redemption Island. I'm not even on it. I'm just going to I'm just going to post that. I'm going to make the Mad Hatter, incorporate the Mad Hatter spinner into that, the teacups, and have each cup be named like a different presidential candidate, and it'd be called Donald Trump's Mad House or something.
All right, so let's talk through this actual episode. Where so first of all, what do you guys think of the challenge to create a backstory for City Walk? Were you into that at all?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know much about City Walk, to be honest, so.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Were you into the whole create a backstory for City Walk thing?
Oh wait, okay. I thought that was a really good challenge idea.
Yeah.
Because City Walk sucks. I don't know if any of you guys have been to City Walk.
I've been to Hollywood City Walk, not Florida's.
Well, okay, everything in Hollywood is better. Your Olympics are better. Your mayor is better.
No, I think the City Walk in Hollywood might be better, but that's about it with Universal Studios.
Oh, wait. Okay, you know what I don't get? And this is me getting into like a rant kind of thing about Universal Studios.
Well, I don't have much time to rant, Sam.
Well, I find it so stupid that everyone's freaking out about them opening up Harry Potter. It's like it already exists. Like, stop freaking out. But no, as for like the actual challenge, I thought it was a very good idea for Michael to challenge everyone to add a backstory to City Walk, because Universal isn't very good with adding backstory. They're great with stealing other people's backstories. They just can't create their own.
And I would even argue that like they're good at creating environments and lands, but they're not so good at creating actual attractions.
No. Everything that they have made is just like it's using someone else's idea.
A simulator and another simulator and a spinny thing.
But the difference is that this simulator is based on Spider-Man, and this one is based on Harry Potter. Revolutionizing the theme park.
I mean, to be fair, it is Universal Studios, so it's kind of all about taking different IPs and melding them together. I'm not going to knock them for that, but
yeah, I mean,
I'm just knocking them for the actual like ride technology that they're recycling over and over and over again and making each goddamn ride the same thing.
But I think that there does need to be some character and some environment building in City Walk, and so I was very pleased that our Michael challenge you guys that.
So, like, literally the only thing I really had in mind for this challenge was to do villains. Like, I really wanted to do something with the classic Universal monsters. So that's how I spun it out into Villain Walk. I was actually very proud of Villain Walk, to tell you the truth. I actually thought it was probably, I would wager to say it's probably my best work of the season, in my personal opinion.
I thought that was a very good idea. Because, you know, I think that people are sleeping on villains. Like that is a section of, you know, fandoms and of pop culture that people don't really tap into a lot. And
we'll see how Suicide Squad does. I think Suicide Squad might be a game changer if that does really well.
Yeah, maybe, but like I think that you executed that very well, very creative.
I thought I had a really good mix of family stuff and then adult stuff.
Yeah, and that's the kind of
like, you know, I had Dual Lock for the kids. I had like the Transformers stuff for the kids. And then on the other side of the coin, I had I really like the idea of doing a Cirque du Soleil theme to Nightmare on Elm Street. I think you can do a ton of stuff with that.
That was probably my favorite thing that was probably my favorite thing in your project.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I also think that fucking Los Polos Hermanos would just like work perfectly. Like, why isn't that already in Universal Studios?
My question I was asking while reading your proposal is, why isn't this a thing? Like, why isn't this whole thing not a thing?
Yeah.
But it's very good.
Some of it I think was a little too elaborate. Like, I question how realistic the whole Bates Motel thing would be with the individual rooms and the attack from Mother at each meal and stuff like that. Like, there's certain things that I wish I could have fleshed out a little more. I'll be brutally honest, I pretty much ripped off the idea of putting Young Frankenstein in Universal Studios from Monkey. So, thanks, Monkey!
But no, I mean, it was very well put together, and just creative, and it was nice to see something new. Matt's idea for Universal Corner, I mean, it was just kind of like, I was like, Matt, I know you're from New York. Can you, or, you know, I know you're from the Northeast. Can you, like, not do the Northeast? Like when I go to Universal, like, I'm not, like, I can go to New York because I live in America, but, like, I don't want to go to New York again. And I just, it seemed a little empty, seemed a little basic.
Yeah.
And he didn't have as much detail as everyone else. And so, you know, What were y'all's thoughts on that?
I haven't really had a chance to look over any of the other projects, to tell you the truth.
Well, okay. Well, then I guess I'll just share my thoughts for all of them because I was that one person that actually read all the paragraphs.
I guess so.
I actually really liked IDI's. IDI did a very good job. You know, I'm someone that's really into urban planning and urban design, and I think IDI really captured the idea of gradual city growth, creation of, you know, he gave the most city atmosphere to it, which, given the current urban development that's happening around Universal, I thought that was a very good kind of angle to take, because what you're then providing is not just another theme park experience, you're providing a location that you know, people who live in the surrounding suburbs of Universal, they can actually go to this place, and this kind of becomes more, you know, this kind of becomes a city center for those people.
Kind of like how downtown functions in Anaheim. Like downtown Disney functions in Anaheim is kind of like a hangout spot for locals more than anything else.
Exactly, and that's what you want to. That's what you want to create in any kind of, and that's why I love Disney Springs. Disney Springs captures that gradual urban growth and development kind of thing, and it creates a place where you can go and enjoy. So I really liked what IDI did with his, and the backstory was interesting. You know, Willie Remingway, it just added a history to the city. Also, okay, the website. I mean, I'm kind of done with websites, to be very honest with you guys. I mean, everyone has done.
You just prefer more standard, like text-based stuff at this point.
I mean, I feel like I'm kind of Pandora's box, because, you know, we were the first. My team in the first Sorcerer's Apprentice was the first one to do a website, and since then, like, everyone does a website, and it's. And
I don't have nearly enough time to do one myself, even if I wanted to. So.
Yeah, I think, you know, people do not do this enough, and I've said this so many times. If I had look, I would be richer than Donald Trump if I got $1 every time that I said make videos.
Oh God.
People need to make videos.
You know what? I actually, I was pretty close to making a video for this, but what was I gonna do? I was gonna do one of the villains. I forget which one though. I think maybe I want to say maybe I was gonna do Biff Tannen advertising Biff's Casino.
Oh, that'd be cool.
You buttheads better come down to my casino.
Now I will say one thing. Okay, so Flippin' Flounders, I don't know what was happening with this one. It's like one moment you're doing something on Pokemon, the next moment you're talking about Harry Potter, and then somehow you make the connection to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Like, I mean, he gets
it was kind of like he threw some IPs together, but didn't do it with a cohesive theme in mind.
No, there was no kind of cohesive thing. What I think Flippin' Flounder should have done is he should have gone to IDI and said, "Hey, IDI, how do I make a gradual, seemingly realistic urban environment, and tie it in with IPs?" Because and that was what was kind of lacking from IDI's proposal, was that there weren't IPs, and I would have liked, you know, for all the gripe that I even gave Universal for using IPs, I think using an IP in kind of the City Walk area adds another depth and dimension to it, and also makes it more unique. So Flippin' Flounder had the IPs, and IDI had the realistic urban environment, and if only they had mashed those two together,
right,
I think you would have had something. Also, the Fat Tuesday. Already, I've talked about how I feel as a Louisianian about people making fun of Louisiana, or doing things in Louisiana.
Yeah.
But Sam, you have Six Flags Jazzland.
Oh my God, no, I don't. It doesn't exist anymore. They tore it down like last week.
Oh really? Really? Like as of last week?
No, someone actually brought a proposal to turn that into to turn that entire site into the DJ Khaled experience.
They should seriously film a zombie movie there. That's all I'm saying.
I think they have. I think they've done a few, things.
Have they really? Is that where they filmed Zombieland?
Yes.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
But yeah. And so I kind of I agree with the way that Michael ranked it. I think Michael ranked spot on. I mean, although I would have liked, of course, Tiki. I think yours and IDI's was very even in terms of quality,
I have no complaints, and it's still like I might also point out that my streak has also been like first place or second place.
Yeah, you're kind of like Marco Rubio. Now I will say this, and as much as it pains me to say this, I think the thing that put IDI above you was the website.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And as much as I hate to say that because I'm so...
Also, the fact that I was actually having trouble with, like, my images were too big, apparently, and so I was having trouble with my post being too long because of that. And so I did have to break my post up into 2 posts, which wasn't the best presentation-wise thing to do.
Just like Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton's emails, I'm done with websites.
And I'm done with hearing about Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton.
But yeah, that's kind of my just how much I have to say about the how this season's gone. It's been fantastic.
Okay, really quick, can we talk over the elimination just super quick now that we've talked over the project?
Who flip and flounder?
Yeah, and that whole thing. So first of all, the twist was that 3 people got immunity, and those 3 people, being myself, IDI, and Matt, voted for the 2 people who didn't have immunity, those being Flip and Flounder and Monorail Red. What do you guys think of this twist in general?
Well, okay, I think it was a smart move to vote out Monorail Red because Monorail Red is like kick ass. And the longer Monorail, like you want weak people in. Not to say that Flip and Flounder isn't a good person. It's just based on some of the work that I've seen.
I think Flip and Flounder has been kind of a dark horse in terms of strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you turn out low quality work, and they'll want to keep you on because people will see that as easy.
I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying he's good at making relationships with people.
Yeah, and that's another thing. He doesn't have as much history as everyone else. Which is beneficial.
Yeah, totally.
But no, to kick out Monorail Red like that, that was a smart move. Because she's a fantastic player. So it's more about kicking out the strong people. Than and that sounds horrible. But that's how the game has to work if you want to win. You have to kick out your biggest threats, and your biggest threat isn't going to be Flip and Flounder, who turns out, D-grade work. Your biggest your biggest threat's going to be Monorail Red, who turns out, Louvre level artwork.
I will point out that I was also blindsided on this one once again because, I wanted to get Flippin' out. I won't say I was blindsided. I wasn't surprised that the other 2 people went for Red, but I personally wanted to get Flippin' out just because, after the space blindside, and obviously Flippin' has the avatar, down with Tiki, so I know that kid's never voting with me. That's no secret.
Yeah.
And I figured I could curry some goodwill with Red, if I didn't vote for her. So, I had strategic reasons for not voting for Red.
And, that's probably one of the, voting for, I think Matt and IDI, maybe showed a bit too much of their pure ambition when they voted out Red. It became a bit blatant. And that's the hard part at this point is making sure that the strategy is secret.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that kind of alliances are now starting to be revealed, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. As a player, who is now eliminated, it's great because now I can come up with my own fan theories about what's going to happen next. But for actual competitors, I think that's difficult and hard. But yeah, I can't wait to continue watching it. But that is all the time I have here.
I think it's all the time I have as well. So, DSquared,
right.
Any last words on your part?
I'm making a video now. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, wait, dude, do it. Yeah. I am glad that I have inspired you. I really am. I can't wait to see it.
All right.
So
since I don't have the Yowman Lemon Tree clip offhand, I'll just say it over and over again. All right, you guys ready?
Wait, can I provide you with some backup? Vote Donald J. Trump in Arizona.
Sure, I guess.
All right. Let's go.
All right. I found a lemon tree. 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 I found a lemon tree.
Socialism.